This is a presentation for the format of the English Language Arts exams. This is for the multiple choice reading exams that you face in your English Language Arts courses. Before looking at strategies, one needs to understand the format of these exams. Typically, the unit exams are provided according to the genre one is studying, but some might reflect more than one genre studied. The final exam is a mix of all the genres studied in the course. In the unit exams, you will see 3 to 4 reading selections in a reading booklet and 25 to 35 questions in a question booklet, and it will approximately take between 80 to 100 minutes to write the exam. Answers must be recorded on a bubble sheet and no outside sources can be used. In the final exam, you'll see 8 to 10 reading selections in a readings booklet and 60 to 70 questions in a questions booklet, and it will take 3 hours to write the final exam. This final examination may contain questions that refer to more than one reading selection, so one should read the text and answer the questions in the order that they appear in both the readings booklet and the question booklet. Genres covered in the final reading exam include nonfiction at the grades 8 to 12 level, multimedia and visual texts are also seen at the grades 8 to 12 level, and short stories are at the grade 8 to 12 level, plus poetry at the grade 8 and 12 level. Shakespeare is only at the grade 10-12 level and only in the -1 route. Modern drama will be seen in the grade 10 to 12 only, and novel will only be seen in the grade 10 to 12 level. Another thing to consider is the question format. For each question, they have a particular format. So the elements of a question include the question itself, which is known as the stem, and then inside the stem, directing words occur, which are always in bolded letters. And then you have your 4 alternatives, which are your choices, and then you have the 3 distractors, which are your wrong answers, and the key is your correct answer. You want to understand the structuring of the questions as well. The questions are constructed in a certain order. Vocabulary, writer's technique, and opening paragraph are some of your first questions. Then you'll move on to character and key events as a second level of questioning, and then in the end you'll come to the theme or main idea question. They are designed to lead you to a better understanding of the text. The questions will slowly help you to see the details that build to see theme or main idea found in the passage. Read through all the questions to the last one for the reading selection before beginning to answer any. Questions are often set up to move the exam taker from the beginning to the end of the passage, so most of the time there isn't a need to return to the previous parts of the reading covered by the previous questions. Another element to consider within these exams is the use of literary terms studied within one's course. The next slide shows the level of frequency that these terms are seen in final exams. Irony appears almost 100% of the time. Allusion, imagery, metaphor, and tone 75 to 99% of the time. Context, contrast, mood, paradox, purpose, setting, symbol, and theme 50 to 74% of the time. And then alliteration, analogy, anecdote, character, cliche, conflict, excerpt, foreshadowing, hyperbole, juxtaposition, narrator, personification, simile, speaker, thesis, and understatement anywhere between 25 to 49% of the time. Another element to consider in these exams and in the stem of the question is the use of particular verbs to help direct the exam taker in responding to the question. Understand the differences between verbs used in STEM to better direct one's understanding of what the question is asking. Here are some verbs used. So you can see there's reveals, establish, foreshadows, creates. And you want to understand that when it directs you to illustrate, you're looking for an example. And when you're looking at a word like defines, you would be looking for a definition. So very different objectives are created by the use of different verbs. So in conclusion, to review, the basic formatting of the exam seen in English Language Arts include various genres, a set question format, structured question development, and various literary terms and verbs used in the stems.